live tonight. I'm Dr. Robyn Scott, your sleep health coach and clinical pharmacist. I'm here to help you get the most amazing sleep. So if you're having issues with getting sleep, or if you know someone that's having issues with getting sleep, be sure to stay locked in here. Grab a notebook because we're going to go deep into how you can start getting some great sleep. Today we're going to talk about, we're continuing our series actually, A to Z sleep hacks. And we are on the letter J. So we've done A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. So we're getting down the alphabet. So thank you all for definitely joining me here as we delve into the letter J. So one of the first things we're going to talk about is a particular essential oil. I love jasmine essential oil. It's I want to say it's very calming, it's soothing, has a hint of seduction to it as well. I love the floral scent to it. It's just a beautiful scent. It promotes relaxation and lowers anxiety, and it definitely improves sleep quality. So there's some different ways you can use the jasmine oil. You can use this, if you have one of the aromatherapy machines, you could put a few drops in there and help scent the evening at the beginning of the evening or throughout your rest at night. A couple of drops on your pillow, in your evening bath soak, foot soak, or either a little bit after your shower. So there's some really good ways you can use that jasmine essential oil. So that's first J we're going to touch on. The next one is jaw release. Now, tension in our jaw is very common, and it's usually caused by so much of the stress that's going on in our lives, holding a really stiff jaw. Often from clenching, clenching our jaw when we're going through things, even teeth grinding can also affect having that issue. So you want to definitely do some massages on this area in the evening. It doesn't have to take, 20 or 30 minutes. It can be like a 30-second massage where you're just making sure that area feels nice and loose before you get good night's sleep. Tension in the jaw can also trigger headaches and a restless sleep in general. Thank you for joining our live tonight. Make sure to give us some likes so we can push this out to the algorithm. Be sure to subscribe as well if you are having sleep issues, either getting to sleep or staying asleep, or if you know someone who is. I'm Dr. Robyn Scott. I'm your sleep health coach, and I'm a clinical pharmacist that really is helping everyone to get the most amazing sleep. So be sure to like the live. Hi, we see some people coming in. Hello, Furry is in here. Good to see you. And we have some other people coming in. Definitely, like I said, thank you for the likes. I appreciate the likes. And be sure to subscribe for our channel so that you can get the best sleep, so that you can wake up energized, feeling alive and awake to really take on your world. A lot of times when people come to me, they're coming to me with with stress-induced insomnia. So this is insomnia caused by so many of the pressures of the world on us. All of us have issues. We're going through things. Whether we have things in our family that's going on, our family life, our relationship lives, financial life, occupation, everything can really seem really, I would say really heavy right now for so many people, which is really making sleep-induced insomnia a lot worse. So this is something we definitely want to look at. We are covering sleep hacks from A to Z. So we're on the letter J, and so I see some more people joining. Thank you for joining. Be sure to like the live if you are enjoying these sleep hacks, and be sure to definitely subscribe to the channel as well. So we're talking about jaw release. We're on the letter J tonight for getting some good sleep. Tension in the jaw, often from clenching or either grinding our teeth at night, can trigger headaches, and it can trigger restless sleep as well. So we want to do gentle jaw stretches and gentle jaw massages, just in circular motions before bed. This can reduce a lot of the tightness that we see in that area, okay? One of the next things you can try if you're having issues with getting to sleep is a particular type of pillow. It's called a J-shaped pillow. If we have any moms on the call, you probably used this when you're pregnant. I know when I had my kid, we definitely use the J-shaped pillow. And these are body pillows that can improve your spinal alignment and reduce pressure in your joints. It's especially beneficial if you're a side sleeper and people, if you have any type of issues in your shoulders or your hips. So once again, that's a J pillow. It's like in the shape of a J, and you kind of cuddle it on your side. And it really helps with that spinal alignment, which can help you get great sleep at night. It means better support for your spine, so that means you can get to sleep quicker and also have better sleeping through the whole night as well. So that's what we've covered so far. We've talked about the jasmine oil, jaw release, a J-shaped pillow. The next one is Japanese forest bathing. Now in Japan, patients will actually get a prescription from their doctor to embark on Japanese forest bathing. And so this is basically what it means for them to spend time in nature, especially among trees. When you spend time in nature with a lot of trees around, you will actually lower your cortisol levels and actually lower your stress levels as well. So thank you. I see we're getting more likes in here. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So we want to look at, really spending time in nature. So many of our jobs and so many things, even our hobbies and activities, really have us indoors so much of our life. We're not getting the fresh air that we should be getting. We're not getting a good quality of sunshine that we should be getting. And just hearing the nature can be very calming and soothing to our nervous systems. The scent of the forest air actually supports our actual nervous system and our parasympathetic system as well. So even just short daily symptoms, you can do these during the daytime. So if you have like a lunch break where you can go outside, don't stay stuffed up in a building all day long. I see more people popping on. Definitely like our live and subscribe to the channel if you want great information on how to get amazing sleep so that you can wake up and take on your world. We're doing A to Z sleep hacks tonight. We're on the letter J. And we've covered so far, J is in jasmine essential oil, your jaw release, Japanese forest bathing. We're going to cover the next J, and that's joint mobility routine. A lot of times our joints, especially after a hard day of working, if we've even just been doing housework all day, laundry, our joints can get more stiff and tight. And having a mobility routine actually helps to lubricate the joints and release the tension if you're having any tension in your knees, in your hip area, in your shoulder area. So definitely doing stretches at night can definitely help with that joint mobility. Doing any gentle yoga is also helpful, and gentle Pilates as well. Once again, doing these doesn't have to take a really long time. You can get in, a good 3 to 5 minutes of just stretching yourself so that you are loosening up, releasing tension to help you get a great night's sleep. So we'll do a quick recap of the first few J's we're doing. We did A to Z sleep hacks. We're on the letter J tonight. We did jasmine essential oil, which is shown to promote relaxation. It lowers anxiety, lowers panic, and also improves your sleep quality. So diffusing the jasmine through your bedroom can really create that calming environment before bed. You can put a little bit on your pillow. You can use it actually into one of those aromatherapy machines. And the scent actually influences and uplifts your mood and really encourages restfulness for a great night's sleep. The second one we talked about was jaw release. And thank you. I see more people hopping on the live. Be sure to like the live and definitely definitely subscribe as well. So the jaw, releasing that tension in the jaw, which can trigger headaches and definitely trigger restless sleep. The J-shaped pillow, which is really good if you're a side sleeper. It really, really helps with that spinal alignment and releases tension from that area for good sleep. Another thing you can try is Japanese forest bathing. That is actually taking the time out to enjoy nature. It's just a fancy term for enjoying nature. Spending time in nature, especially with trees, has been linked to lower cortisol levels, which means when we have lower cortisol levels, we have lower stress, which will definitely improve your quality of sleep. So the scent of forest air really, really is soothing and relaxing. So that was the next one. We also talked about releasing tension from our joints in the evening. That could really get tense as the day has moved on. So we're gonna go to more J hacks to get good sleep. We've talked a lot on this channel about foods naturally that contain melatonin. Go ahead and check out the video that covers the letter F. We went into a lot of different foods that cover melatonin. One of the things that you can do is actually juicing some of these foods. So fresh juice blends made with cherries. Cherries is one of the top foods that contains melatonin. We all know that melatonin is our major sleep hormone. So if you have a juicer, you can even use a blender and strain it if you want that juice effect. So using cherries, using kiwi, pineapples are also a good item. Putting in some mango. These items can be used in your juicer and they can provide natural melatonin and actually natural serotonin precursors, which will lead to your melatonin production. So you want to drink them. We talked about you don't want to drink liquids too close to bed or else that defeats the whole purpose. You'll have to get up and use the bathroom. So at least 1 or 2 hours before bed, so that gives you enough time to eliminate any liquids to actually enhance your sleep onset. You don't want to have really giant amounts of the juice because you don't want really amazing or outrageous, what we call sugar spikes. So you want to just get those small amounts in. So the next thing we're going to use, and I had mine today, is the jade roller. Using a jade roller before you go to bed at night helps you to release a lot of that tension that we were talking about in that jaw. A lot of people are clenching their jaw during the day. They're also just clenching their teeth during the day. That can really trigger someone being sleepless at nighttime. So definitely getting those headaches and being sleepless, definitely are some things we really want to avoid to really get that good deep restoration rest that we need and require. The next one is, and this is in the morning, not at nighttime, but jumping rope. And just in general is doing physical activity throughout our day. I'm not a real hardcore person that really wants to pound exercise into my clients, and I don't do heavy exercise myself. But getting that movement throughout the day, I think we've all had that realization when we realize, I did a lot of activity today, now I'm exhausted. That is good. Now it's time for your body, mind, and soul to rejuvenate and rest. Getting that jumping rope early day in the morning can help with the cardiovascular exercises, improve your circadian alignment, and definitely will improve your sleep at nighttime. So that's something we can definitely look into for one of the other J's. What about jet lag? Jet lag, and I could probably do a whole video on what that is by itself, just having the jet lag. One of the things, if we know we're going to be traveling to a new time zone, is really, before we go about a week or two, slowly moving our bedtime up to reflect the new time zone that we're going to be in, so that we don't have issues with the jet lag. Also trying to stay on that time zone as much as possible, even if you're somewhere where, you feel like, oh my God, I should be asleep right now. Definitely stay on the time zone that you're currently located in. Morning light will actually help advance your sleep schedule while even light delays it. So that evening light will delay your going to sleep, of course. So it should have dim lighting, not all the fluorescent and LED lights, unless you have blue blocker glasses. And we covered that when we covered the letter B for blue blocker glasses. That can help block a lot of the blue light, once again, that's coming off our cell phones, it's coming off our laptops, our tablets. That blue light is blocking our ability to get good sleep at night. So that's something we definitely want to look into. The next thing is doing something for evening calm. Now, it's a jigsaw puzzle. These can be fun and exciting and kind of put you in a bit of an evening calm trance. Now, if you're someone who gets overly excited about doing a jigsaw puzzle, this is not anything that you want to do. You want to do something calming and soothing. So if this is something that will calm you down, soothe you, or you want to give it a try doing that. Your first one should be probably some ones that are like have bigger pieces that are kind of easier to identify so that you don't get frustrated. You don't want to go to bed frustrated. So you definitely want to check on that. The next one is a joint supportive mattress or a joint supportive mattress topper. We've talked about before when we went over the bedding, B for bedding, about the importance of really going out and testing out some different mattresses. So many people are sleeping on a mattress that they have been having for years and years, forever it seems like. And that mattress is actually, the coils have kind of run down, the topping is worn away. It's just not as supportive as it used to be. Definitely check out various mattresses. This can be one of the main reasons that you're not getting great sleep at night. So if you find that your mattress is doing okay, there actually are mattress toppers that will actually support you as well in your joints. A high quality foam or even a gel mattress can reduce those pressure points and any of the joint discomfort. Less pain and better alignment allow for deeper, more continuous sleep. This is especially helpful for people who are side sleepers. You should definitely look into getting a gel mattress or either a foam mattress that supports their spinal alignment while they're lying on their side, which will help and really lead to a great night's sleep. I see some new people popping on. Definitely go ahead and like our live, subscribe, and be sure to share this if you know someone else that is having issues getting amazing sleep at night. So we're going over just a quick recap. We'll do a quick recap. I've seen some new people pop on. We've gone over J. We're on the letter J for getting good sleep. So jasmine oil, jasmine essential oil. Putting a little bit in your essential oil machine can definitely increase and make that atmosphere more relaxing and rejuvenating and a calming atmosphere in your bedroom, which really should be your sleep oasis every night. Releasing that jaw tension, doing jaw exercises to release that tension, and also releasing the tension via massage. So just doing evening massages and circular motions can help loosen up any clenching we've done during the day, clenching our teeth during the day, grinding the teeth. These can trigger actually headaches. So if you find yourself, you're clenching your jaw and you're wondering why you're having these really bad headaches, that could be one of the major reasons you want to look into. Do a gentle jaw massage at nighttime for that. We talked about looking at a J pillow. That's a J-shaped pillow that will support you, especially if you're a side sleeper, support that great spinal alignment. Japanese forest bathing, getting out into nature, just helps us to lower our cortisol levels and release that stress. Joint mobility, we looked into that, just keeping the joints as flexible and mobile as possible so we don't carry that tension into the bedroom. Juicing definitely is helpful. We talked about smoothies earlier, but juicing is a little bit different. You're going to it's gonna actually divide a lot of the fiber and a lot of the hard materials from the fruits, separate that and only extract those juices. This is a good way to help you get a great night's sleep if you're juicing particularly fruits that are high in melatonin. So we talked about our tart cherries, our regular cherries that are high in melatonin. We also looked at kiwi, pineapple, mangoes. If you don't have a juicer, again, you can use a blender. You'll just have to use something to strain out with the juicer we usually use. So definitely you could check out our video that goes over all the melatonin-rich foods. You don't have to take a melatonin supplement to help you get a good night's sleep. You can actually supplement your body's natural production of melatonin with melatonin-rich fruits. So the next thing we looked at a jade roller, which would also help to release some of that stress. Jumping rope, and we talked about jet lag, adjusting your sleep before you go on your trip when you know your time zone that you'll be in, and actually getting as much daylight and brightness as possible in the morning times. Limiting that during the evening will help to settle out some of the jet lag issues that a lot of people have when they travel. We talked about, if this doesn't overly excite you, another J was jigsaw puzzles. So if you like jigsaw puzzles, not if you're a person that gets really excited about them, because we don't want to, get overly excited and aroused before going to sleep at night. So we want to look at jigsaw puzzles as a calming, soothing way of getting good night's sleep. We talked about a joint supportive mattress. You can get specifically the toppers that can be made of foam, that can be made of gel, and really good, especially if you're a side sleeper, to get that better spinal alignment that will assist with getting better sleep too. So we're gonna go on our next set of J's. We're still on our sleep hacks A to Z. Now we're covering J. One of them, and it looks like the word says jojoba oil, but it's really pronounced jojoba oil. And it's more of a really thin wax than it is of an oil. But using this particular oil as a scalp massage, massaging it into the scalp can help improve your circulation and helps to relax cranial muscles and relieve cranial tension in your brain if you're having any of those issues before you go to bed. So this tactile sensation can release end of day tension, and it's often really paired with, you can use calming scents such as lavender. We have our organic certified lavender sleep spray. If you're new here, be sure to, I see some new people popping on, be sure to like our live and subscribe if you want more and more sleep hack tips to get amazing, amazing sleep. So we have our SleepWell RX Organic Lavender Sleep Spray. Very, very easy to use. You can spray this just in your atmosphere around your bed before you go to bed at night. It can be a pivotal part of your bedtime routine. It's even safe enough to spray on your face. You spray a little bit on your hands. Take a deep breath to help calm and center yourself to get great, great, great sleep. So we have this available. Definitely send a message on Instagram or either on TikTok. I don't think we could do messages here on YouTube. You can get it on our waiting list. We should have this ready for sale within a couple of weeks now. So thank you for everyone that has joined the waiting list so far. I'm so excited to have everyone try this. So thank you so much. So we left off on jojoba oil. And I brought up the lavender because that's one of the things you can add to it. Jojoba oil is very mild fragrance. You want to get organic as much as possible. And I always encourage my clients when buying products to try and get organic items. We have so much things dumped into our atmosphere, dumped into our products that are highly, highly toxic. They are not only impacting our sleep, but they're impacting our health from head to toe. A lot of our hair products have a lot of, damaging ingredients. We all hear about the parabens that are in the products that are actually endocrine disruptors, causing problems with our endocrine system and hormones. So always do your best to find those organic items that won't have a lot of the harmful, harsh, and really toxic chemicals in them. So next we're going to talk about a particular type of music that starts with J, and that's jazz music. Some of my favorite music. Of course, you don't want anything, there's some jazz music that's super, I don't know, like fast paced, really hyper. You want soothing, calming jazz music. Best if it's slow or instrumental, or if you have someone's voice that you know will be soothing and calm for you, that can be another option or two. You want tempos that are under like 60 beats per minute that can entrain and mimic your heart rate into a resting rhythm. And this can actually be an auditory cue that alerts you that it's time to go to bed. Turning on a little smooth jazz music. You can get so many great jazz samples and tracks here, right here on YouTube, in addition to, Spotify, a lot of the other different apps where you can download some. You can get some great MP3s if you have some, some of your favorite jazz artists that you really love to listen to. Is best played softly in the background during your wind down period. So if you already have, I'm a big proponent of habit stacking. So if you already have an evening habit of, like say you brush your teeth in the evening, you take out your contacts, you wipe off your makeup, and to the fellas, you just wash your face. If you already have some of those great evening hacks that you're already just doing as a part of your regular wind down, why not add some smooth jazz music that was soothing and relaxing to really help you get that great night's sleep? One of the next things is for really, if you are a person that likes to sleep on your stomach or your back, is a juvenile position sleep. So if you are a person that sleeps on your back or on your stomach and it's actually uncomfortable for you, learning to sleep in a semi-fetal position can actually really improve your comfort, your sleeping, and your breathing at nighttime. This is a position that naturally reduces snoring and supports open airwayness as well. So we all have seen, we probably have had relatives, or you see yourself, snoring, laying completely on your back. Usually that person will actually reduce that snoring when they're actually turning over onto their stomach. So that is something that's really comfortable in the semi-fetal position on their side as well. That will help decrease a lot of snoring as well. And I always encourage people, if you or someone you know does have a lot of snoring, definitely have your primary care provider, work with you to see if there's some sleep apnea going on. That's where you're not getting enough oxygen during rest as too. So we're going to talk about, it's called Jal Neti, and that's basically a neti pop. So many people don't get great sleep at night because they're congested. They have nasal congestion, they have throat congestion that's also going as well. And they even may find themselves when they're waking up in the mornings breathing through their mouth and not through their nose, because either allergy season's going on, they could have cough and cold season going on, or just some general congestion that can be happening from air pollution even. And I went on a tangent on this on one of the other talks. I am not a big advocate of people who advocate taping their mouths. Now, if you're a person who loves mouth taping, you can leave a comment below. Let me know, what great, sleep that you've gotten from that. However, because it is, common for humans from time to time to have nasal congestion, and a little different from person to person, I like to be very cautious, and thank you for the likes, I appreciate that. I like to be very cautious and not tape my mouth closed during bedtime. I need all airways open and on deck. I may, have caught a cold earlier during the day. I didn't even realize it yet. There could be some congestion, more air pollution in our air. I do not like people definitely doing the take. Hi, Ashley, how are you doing? Yeah, you caught me live. I'm so happy you're starting your bedtime routine. I'm gonna have you on, and you get to pick what platform. I'm going to have you on so you could share all the amazing spiritual work that you're doing and doing with everyone, and how your sleep has improved too. So that's going to be fun. Thank you for stopping by, and thank you for the likes. Definitely. Thank you so much. And so we're talking about using a traditional neti pot. And this is a yogi practice to really flush nasal passages, to open them up. Oh, thank you. Oh, I'm so excited. I love it. I love it. Thank you, Ashley. A. Marie Talks. You all have to check her out. If you see her in the live chat, check out her channel. Check her out on her TikTok is on fire, and she had me on there. I appreciate that this weekend. I love it. Thank you. So we were getting to the neti pot to flush our nasal passages, and they basically use just a little bit of salt water. So it's purified water in there with a little bit of saline. It improves our breathing, reduces congestion, and it actually decreases snoring effects as well. I'm always having people asking me, I can't sleep at night because my partner snores. What should I do? Or my partner says, I snore. What should I do? So I always encourage people, if the snoring is really bad and you're waking up exhausted, definitely see your primary care person to make sure you don't have sleep apnea. That's the number one thing. Once you're cleared of that, there are some definite things you can do. And we just talked about using, it's called Jal Neti, and that's the neti pots. You can get these at any of your local drug stores, and this will help clear your airways before going to bed. It's going to improve your breathing, reduce congestion, and also lessen snoring. So once again, if you have issues with snoring, or maybe somebody told you, oh, I heard you snoring, definitely give a neti pot, once again, after you've checked for any issues with sleep apnea, a chance. Next thing we're going to talk about is, we talked about earlier, joints in your mouth. Specifically the jaw. If you're clenching your jaw, you're going to have issues with headaches, issues with getting good rest at night, even teeth. A lot of people grind their teeth at night. There's definitely different apparatuses you can use so that that's reduced, so that you don't ruin your teeth. But we're talking about in general now, joint relieving exercises that are going to relieve the tension from the joints. So these are low impact things that are looking at like your knees, your hips, your shoulders before bed, to reduce any of that stiffness and that tension in those areas. So this minimizes overnight restlessness. Sometimes, our muscles and so forth can lock up at night and get really tight and cause more and more discomfort and cause us to wake up in the middle of the night. So pairing these joint exercises with deep breathing. We went over the deep breathing. We'll go over that again. Deep breathing and breath work in general is a major game changer for relaxing, soothing, and calming yourself down before a good night's sleep. So we talked about the 4-7-8. That's where you're going to inhale for 4. You'll hold that for 7. Then you'll do an exhale for 8. I'll give an example. We'll do it together on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're gonna try it one more time. We're gonna do the breath work, 4-7-8 exercise. Do it together on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Just doing a few of those, and I'm feeling sleepy now. I tell you, every time I do those on the camera, I just want to hop in the bed. Doing those deep breath work exercises helps to relax you, helps to regulate your nervous system, helps to soothe you, and it just really made me drowsy right now. Before I'm going to try and stay on here a few more minutes, but this definitely helped to make me more and more drowsy. If you know somebody who's having issues going to sleep at night, or if you're one of these people, you definitely want to implement a few cycles of the 4-7-8 breathing. So that's inhaling on 4, holding that for 7, and then exhaling for your mouth at 8. Your body and your mind, your soul is going to thank you as you get drowsy and want to get a good night's sleep. So we're talking about, and I was actually mixing that with joint friendly stretches. So that's really targeting your knees, your hips, your shoulders, helping to reduce some of that inflammation that we accrue during the daytime, and also any stiffness and tension that comes on us during the day. So one of the, we're going to talk about a couple of other things that start with the letter J. One of the things we've talked about multiple in these videos is journaling. And it's so funny because I can't, when I have something really heavy on my mind, I need to get it off so I can get to sleep. I can't even really read some of my old journals because just starting to journal and getting out those couple of sentences, after a while, I'm starting to fall asleep. And now when I wake up in the morning, I just see gibberish on the pages. That's actually what you want. You don't want, this is the type of journaling that you don't want to complete. You want to begin to do a brain dump every night if you find that your brain is racing and racing and racing and you can't get that good sleep that you deserve. So that's the next J we're talking about. Have a journal. I actually have to like to lie down while I'm journaling. I don't want to sit up and do like daytime journaling like I'm making my to-do list or anything like that. I want to actually lay down in the bed with my pencil, have my paper there. And once again, the best journaling that I do with that brain dumping is when I wake up in the morning and I see just scribble. That's all that's there. That's the type of journal you don't actually want to be able to read this journal in the future. This was just a bunch of scribble to empty that brain, do that dump because your brain is racing fast before you go to sleep. You definitely want to do that emptying. I'm seeing it. Be sure to ask any questions if you or anyone you know has issues with snoring, getting to sleep, staying asleep. Be sure to like the live and also share this if you have any friends who are also having sleep, rest, relaxation issues. Be sure to like the live. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I don't see any questions right now. Okay, someone says you're ready to definitely grab the product when it's ready. I'll be excited to share it, more of it with you once it's ready. So thank you so much. The next one we're going to look at is looking at some particular other herbal teas, one that starts with J, and that's jasmine tea. We started out the live talking about actually using jasmine essential oil, but a jasmine tea, not any tea with caffeine. This is a herbal tea. It will actually calm your senses. You'll actually smell the jasmine coming off the tea, which almost gives really the similar effect as the essential oil. But now you're going to be taking some of that in. It's going to help promote some of the alpha brain waves. We know that alpha state is like that state right before we get to sleep, and it's a highly suggestive state as well. The jasmine tea will help you to unwind without sedation. So definitely drinking this about an hour to about 2 hours, maybe 90 minutes before bed is a really good idea. I always warn my clients, when you're drinking tea, definitely plan that. Don't drink it super close to bed, and then you have to find you're waking up out of your deep sleep because you have to use the bathroom now. So definitely take that time to plan that. Do it at least an hour before so that you have time to really get rid of the tea. And let's see if we have any other questions here. Definitely, if you have any questions, definitely like the live and subscribe for more and more sleep hacks, A to Z, that we are covering just about every day here on YouTube. So thank you for joining us. So we talked about just recently, using jasmine as a tea is calming and soothing, helping you to enter that alpha wave stage. Next one is journal mapping for morning clarity. So that's really mapping your journey for the next day. Writing down the top 3 things that you want to get accomplished will actually help you to get better sleep because you're going to create a mental closure at night, knowing that tomorrow is taken care of. You've made a list of some of the things that you want to do tomorrow. Don't make a list of 1,000 things because that's going to overwhelm you and upset you. Do this of a few things. I like to say 3 to 5 maximum. And you'll wake up and you'll just wake up ready, refreshed for the world, knowing that, okay, I've made my list. I'm going to get started with my day. Your brain can let go knowing that tomorrow is planned, tomorrow is set, and tomorrow is ready for you. This will definitely reduce some of the bedtime overthinking that you have, and it will really speed up some of the sleep onset. So that's definitely one of the things we want to look into doing for that. So some of the other things, we'll just do a quick recap here of all the things great J. We're doing A to Z sleep hacks. So the letter A, we definitely, we went into A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, and we are on the letter J tonight. J, sleep hacks. Sleep hacks that start with the letter J to help you get an amazing night's sleep. Be sure to like our live. I see some new people coming in. Be sure to like it and subscribe to the channel if you are one of these people that says, you know, I really need some help with my sleep, with getting rest. Most of the people who come to me, they need help with stress-induced insomnia. And that's really insomnia. That's really the way that life is lifing. I guess that's the best way to say it. Life is lifing, especially right now for everybody I know. And one of the things that's really taking a hit is our sleep because of that. So we're doing A to Z sleep hacks again, covering the letter J so that you can get amazing sleep with all of these hacks. Some of these hacks will work for a variety of people. Some people may find that, you know, they'll have their favorite hack out of all the hacks in here. So we talked about jasmine essential oil is one of the favorite hacks. Jaw release exercises is so important. We carry a lot of tension in our jaw from clenching when we're upset during the day, and even from teeth grinding from the night before. And sometimes we grind during the day as well. These can trigger headaches and actually make us have restless sleep at night, where we get to sleep and we just wake up feeling more tired than when we went to sleep. So you can do simple jaw release exercises before you go to bed every evening to help get rid of some of that tension and get rid of that sleeplessness that you're having. We talked about using a J pillow. And this is a pillow that will help improve spinal alignment and reduce pressure on your joints. So it's actually a pillow shaped like the letter J. And a lot of you, if you've seen any, you know, the women in your lives around you who are pregnant, a lot of women use these during pregnancy to kind of take tension off various joints. So you can get these pretty easily. It's so much easier to get a great night's sleep if you don't have really tense joints and when your spinal column is properly aligned. So a J pillow will help with that. We talked about next was a Japanese forest experience. In Japan, a lot of times, especially with mental issues, doctors will actually prescribe something called Japanese forest bathing. And that's basically going out into forest, going out into nature that has a lot of trees, and actually hearing the sounds. You all probably hear some sounds. You have a lot of crickets and stuff where we are at. So you're gonna hear crickets, birds chirping, just a lot of these soothing nature sounds. Naturescapes are found to really decrease our cortisol levels, which means we're gonna have lower stress. That should definitely assist us during nighttime with reducing stress-induced insomnia. We looked at joint mobility routine. A short evening mobility sequence helps to lubricate our joints at night, releasing tension in our hip area, our shoulders up here in this area where these joints are, and our knee area. Even we have little joints that are connecting up here in our neck. So definitely have some neck rolling exercises that you are doing every evening before you're going to bed. Roll front and back sideways, go up and down. This is going to help release a lot of that tension. People can actually give themselves a natural massage. This is something I learned years ago. I used to play violin and I would get like a stiff shoulder and a stiff arm. And my teacher told me, he's like, Robyn, take your hand and just do a self massage on a daily basis. And I felt that helped to really release a lot of the tension we're carrying. There is so much going on in the world right now. We hear stories, we wake up to stories of war, rumors of war, issues with the economy, this tariff, that tariff. We are bombarded with so much reasons to be stressed out. But we don't have to accept that for ourselves. We don't have to take that. We can each take that time every night, every day, to that self-care where we're releasing that stress. This is another thing. It's not starts with the letter J, but I'm going to harp on this. When clients come to me and tell me one of the last things they do before bed, a part of their routine, is watching the evening news. That is so detrimental to our mental health, our psyche. 9 times out of 10, it's bad news. Let's be honest here. It's every now and then we get a feel-good story that feels good, but it's unpredictable when that story is going to come on. It doesn't come on every night, but we're pretty much guaranteed to get that bad news on a nightly basis. This stresses us out. Going to sleep on this, we're tossing and turning. Now we can't get a good night's sleep. Then when we get to sleep, we're starting to have nightmares about what we just heard before on the nightly news. So that's one thing. We all need to be aware of what's going on in our community, our cities, our country, the world. But there's a way for you to get some daily bullet points. Get your daily bullet points and then cut that news out completely. Stop it. Stop the news. I'm gonna have to get a t-shirt or something like that. Also, stop doom scrolling at night before bed. We should have a cut-off time for our social media. Now, I've talked a lot about cut-off time in general for using computers, laptops, our cell phones, because they give that blue light off. And that blue light stops our melatonin from being produced in our bodies. But, I have some people who say, I wear blue blocker glasses, so I'm safe. I have a pair myself just in case I need to get some last minute emails in. But one of the things I have to stop is the social media late at night. That definitely is another thing. A lot of times it can be doom and gloom. It can be, the latest story that's, some really horrible news. A lot of times it's not great news. We have to really watch what we're feeding ourselves. I talk a lot about food on this channel, but we have to watch what we're consuming in terms of media, what we're reading, what we're watching, what we're listening to on a daily basis. So I'll get back to the letter J. I got on my high horse about getting rid of the news. So I'll probably, when we get to the letter N for sleep hacks A to Z, we'll definitely cover more of that. So we were on joint mobility routines. The next one is juicing. Now, you don't actually have to juice. You can actually eat a handful of one of the best foods that has the most melatonin is cherries. It's tart cherries. It has actually the most, which is just amazing. But regular cherries, sometimes it's hard to find the tart cherries. And sometimes the tart cherries are just simply too tart and sour. They don't call them tart cherries for nothing. So this can definitely give you, really great night's sleep. I like making, if I'm going to juice and pull out my juicer, I'll do a grape juice mixed with some cherries and some blueberries. All a nice melatonin drink. Now, you don't want a big amount of this before bed, of course, because that's going to defeat the purpose. You're going to have to get up and go to the user restroom. So you want to have this drink about 1 to 2 hours before bed. Using cherries, kiwi, pineapple, grapes, mango. There's a lot of fruits that contain natural melatonin. So you don't have to pop a melatonin pill. You can really get a good amount from your fruits. You can actually eat the fruits. We did J for juicing them if you have a juicer. If you just have a blender, pop them in the blender is also a good way. I see I have some new people who popped on. Definitely be sure to like our live and definitely subscribe if you're new here and you want to hear more about sleep health to get the most amazing sleep. So thank you all who are on right now. We talked about next, definitely some adjustments, J for J-lag. If you're going somewhere you know that you may have issues with jet lag, You want to start at least a week or two before you go to actually start adjusting your sleep in about 30-minute increments every night, adjusting it to the new location you're going to be going. Also, getting as much morning light as possible is going to help set your circadian rhythm to the new place you're going and really minimizing that night light. When you're there, trying to stay on their schedule of day and night is best. That's definitely something that you want to definitely look into, making sure that you know exactly what the hours are looking like. You can take a quick nap. Taking those power naps may be really, really helpful. But trying your best to really stay on that schedule, and you will have done well with that by prepping in advance. We looked at joint supportive mattresses. So really looking at the toppers of those mattresses. So either a gel mattress, a foam mattress can also be highly, highly supportive when you're getting that sleep at night. It can actually reduce a lot of the pressure that we feel in our joints. Usually we're exhausted by the end of the day, and we can feel some of that pressure on our joints and discomfort. So if you have any tension, pressure, or joint discomfort, definitely try out. You may not need an entire new mattress. Try out a joint supportive mattress topper. And a lot of those are some of the gel toppers and the foam toppers. That would be easier and also more affordable than replacing the entire mattress itself. So definitely, that's one of the next J's we looked into. We looked into the jojoba oil. The word looks like jojoba oil, I know, but we pronounce it jojoba oil. And using it in a scalp massage in the evening. It's going to improve circulation, actually improve some hair growth. So if you're looking to, grow your hair out, and particularly increasing that blood flow to the scalp will actually increase some of the hair growth. And the most important reason we're going to use it is to really relax those cranial muscles and relax tension in any head and our temple as well, and really can release that end of the day tension that a lot of us can feel that's preventing us from getting to sleep. You can pair this with a calming scent, so you can add a little bit of lavender. We have our lavender organic sleep spray here. It'll be available for sale in a couple of weeks here. Once again, you're gonna just spray this in your atmosphere, right in your bedroom, or going to bed. You can spray it, it's safe enough. You can spray on your face, you can get on your hair. And I swear I feel like going to sleep right now. But I have a few more minutes just doing the recap, and then I'm out of here. I'm gonna pass out. So this is a great, great way to use a natural organic product. I'm always encouraging my clients to really stick to products that are as natural as possible, as organic as possible, to stay away from a lot of the toxins that we are experiencing in so many of our other products. So definitely look for that. Thank you. I've had several of you join my wait list already. So I'm excited. Hopefully no later than September 1st. We'll definitely have this rolling out and get some to everybody who's been waiting for it. So thank you for your patience. Thank you so much. And if you have any questions, definitely put those down below. We're just doing a brief recap. So we talked about massaging. It's basically a scalp massage with the jojoba oil. It's going to improve circulation, put more blood flow in that area. A sidebar is going to increase hair growth, and actually we're using it to relax cranial muscles, relax those muscles in that prefrontal cortex and that temple where we can hold a lot of tension as well. So once again, it doesn't take forever to do these. Could be something like a 20-second thing that you do in the evening as a relaxation routine to really, really calm down and prepare for bed. The next J we talked about from our A to Z sleep hacks was jazz music. Listening to slow instrumental jazz music that has that tempo under 6 beats per minute can entrain the heart to a resting rhythm. So we don't want to listen to that fast, hippie jazz that's, kind of fun and just really kind of feisty fun jazz. We really want calming, soothing, literally put you to sleep music. And you can do this, once again, I don't want people having like an hour or 2 hour bedtime routine. You can have an easy 10-minute bedtime routine. While you're brushing your teeth or while you're already doing something that you already do, you're washing your makeup off, taking your earrings out, whatever your bedtime routine is. Add a little jazz music in the background. It can be a part of your evening wind down period. The next is a juvenile sleep position. So learning to sleep in, a semi-fetal position can actually help support improved breathing and your comfort at nighttime. It can actually reduce snoring as well. We've all seen people who lay flat on their backs, and that's usually when most of the snoring occurs. So definitely having that side, semi-fetal position will decrease that and help increase the comfort and breathing in general at nighttime. We talked about something, the jal neti, which is another name for the neti pot. And it's a traditional yoga practice where they use purified water and saline, so a little bit of salt in there, and it improves congestion, improves nighttime breathing, helps to open the airway, decrease throat irritation, and this is another one that also helps to lessen snoring. So if you know someone that snores or someone told you this, you snore, definitely give that neti pot a try. We next talked about joint-friendly evening stretches. We shouldn't be doing really high impact, hardcore exercising right before bed. So, if you plan to go to bed at 10 o'clock and it's 9:40, don't do 100 jumping jacks at 9:45. You're gonna raise your cortisol level, and raise your adrenaline level as well. And now it's going to be hard to get to sleep with both of those raised and high, and you're just going to be impossible. You're going to have to calm yourself down, lower those levels, and able to get to sleep. So our exercise is best reserved for morning time, afternoon. I know some people don't get out to work till later, so they have to do early evening. That can be fine too, as long as they don't plan on going to bed as soon as they get home. They're gonna need some of that time to bring that cortisol and adrenaline down to get a great night's sleep. One of the final few things we looked at, and we've covered this in a lot of our videos, is journaling. J for journal. Doing a horizontal journal. So actually while you're lying down in bed, if you find that your mind is racing, grab a paper, grab a notebook, start dumping whatever that is onto that paper. As you get used to journaling more, you're gonna find that you're just gonna start journaling. You're gonna find that you wake up in the morning and you're not gonna be able to read your journal, and that's what you want. It needs to be so illegible because you fell asleep writing and you just passed out and went to sleep. That's what we want for this particular type of journaling. I know it's tons of other types of journaling where we want to keep, we want to reread, we want to grow through that. That's not what this is. This is a brain dump journaling exercise. It's a really good idea if our mind is just racing at night. I was telling a friend of mine, I can't even read some of my old journals because when I needed to do these brain dumps, they're illegible. I just can't read them because after a few sentences in, I began falling asleep. So definitely give this a try. We talked about jasmine. We started out with jasmine essential oil, then we went to jasmine green tea. Now you don't want to do anything that's caffeinated, so it should be a decaffeinated version, preferably just a pure herbal jasmine tea. And this will help really the scent. You could just smell the scent coming off the tea. This will help calm you, relax you, and it's actually going to promote some alpha brain waves. There's some studies that have been done on jasmine that definitely has this effect. And it's going to help you unwind without like a deep, hard sedation effect. So that's one of the other herbs you can try. And finally, we talked about journey mapping for morning clarity. So I'll say that again, it was a mouthful. Journey mapping for morning clarity. You're gonna write down your top 3 to 5 things that you wanna get done during the next day. Don't overwhelm yourself with like 20, 30, 40 things on this list. Please don't do that because you're gonna have issues getting to sleep thinking, oh my God, I got so much to do tomorrow. You don't want to do that. You want to have a mental closure for the night, and you want your brain to let go knowing that tomorrow is set. I have a plan, and we know plans don't work 100%. We all know that, but we know that things seem to work better when we kind of write down what we expect for tomorrow and do that the night before to really, really calm ourselves down. So I want to thank you all again. You all have been great tonight. We've covered the letter J for sleep hacks from A to Z. So definitely catch us next time. We're going to continue and go out throughout the whole alphabet. Hopefully we'll be finished up with that in August. So and then we'll go on to something else for sleep hacks. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.